Is going down, YouTube? It's your boy Zary here from Zary's Mobile Gaming, coming back at you on Thanksgiving night to make a video for the last character in the Ember installment, and that is Nightiel. Now, at the making of this video, we have 6 days and 1 hour before the event launches. Let's jump right into it. Let's see how I am looking on Nightiel. So everybody, really big news for your boy Zary here. Let me move myself out of the way. I can summon her. I have been doing the 2 50 coin refreshes and the 2 100 coin refreshes. I have not bought anything except for the energy that'll pop. I think there has been 3 of them in total for $1.99 a piece, just so I can save some of my coins for her. So let's unlock her together. She is a 4-star unlock. She has a total power to start at 1260. So I'm going to take a break in the video real quick. I'm going to power her up as much as I can, and we'll see where it goes from there. Okay, we are back. I was able to take Nightiel. I took her to level 60. I was able to bring her gear up to 5. That's as far as I could get without having to farm pieces. I brought her abilities up to level 2, except for her leadership. I took all the way to number 6. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump right into Nightiel. We're going to jump into her moves. We're going to look at rune choices for her. So Nightiel's first move, her basic ability, is the Moon and Star. Deals 135% of magic damage to an enemy with 30% chance to deal damage through a shield. So much like Aurelia in this aspect, she has that chance to be able to cut right into their overall health. Now, if you took this up to level 6, it would read that it deals 240% of her magic damage and a 50% chance to damage through a shield. So greatly improved ability the higher it gets. So the one takeaway, just like everybody else, is damage, so we got to keep that in mind with her. Her second ability is Veil of Silence. It deals 220% of magic damage to an enemy and a 40% chance to ability block for 2 turns. If you took this all the way up to level 6, it is 420% of magic damage, and it just ability blocks for 2 turns. Now at 5, it has a 70% chance to ability block for 2 turns. So getting it to level 6 would be humongous in the aspect that we would want to have that guaranteed ability block that could potentially save us in some battles. But for now, we're not going to look to level up any of the other abilities till I can sit down and look at everybody else and see what we got to do here. Her third ability is Midnight Glow. It gains a damage increase and applies it to 3 allies for 2 turns. At level 6, it gains a damage increase and applies it to all allies for 2 turns. So her passive ability is called Night Priestess. Nightiel removes 1 debuff from herself and Soleus at the start of the turn. Obviously, we're not going to have Soleus in this event, so that's kind of a moot point. At level 4, it removes 1 debuff from herself and Soleus, 30% chance to remove 1 buff from a random enemy. And if Soleus is on the battlefield, it removes 2 buffs instead. So again, Soleus is there, so a 30% chance to remove 1 buff. That could be huge for potential tanks. At level 5, it goes up to a 50% chance, and at 6, it removes 1 buff. And then obviously Invoking the Moon, which I took to 6, all allied elves gain 20% accuracy. Upon landing a critical hit, they restore 10% of their maximum health. Upon landing a fatal blow, they restore 25% of their maximum health. Now I did this, took it right up to 6 because it is the only leadership we have, and it is going to be crucial to the survivability of the team, I believe. What I'm going to do is start using this elf team in the early parts of my tower to see how they flow and see how they feel. I can check runes and I can see what potential hazards might be coming ahead for me in that instance. So looking at her kit, the main thing that stands out for me is she's going to be a damage dealer alongside of Sharp. So besides her leadership, we really want to focus on her damage. We want to get her damage maxed out as much as possible. So that gives me 2 options. One, we want her to go as fast as she possibly can, because at the start of her turn, she dispels a debuff from herself with the potential to dispel a buff from the enemy. So the more she goes, the better chance you have at that. So speed secondaries are going to be crucial. Damage secondaries are going to be crucial. Critical chance is going to be crucial. The immediate thoughts that come to my mind when we look at her runes is we could go damage and crit chance. We could go crit chance and crit damage. We could go health damage. But I think I'm going to lean towards, much like I did with Aurelia, and put a damage and critical chance set on her. That way I'm increasing that damage, because right now her magic damage sits at 1042 and her critical chance is at 13.1. So I'm going to take a short break. I'm going to go through my mods, put them on, and then we can see what we have there. Okay, so I went through my runes, starting with the northern rune. Obviously I have damage as the primary, and then I have crit chance as the secondary stat there. Going to the northeastern rune, I have a 1-dot speed mod, but I'm going to be looking for a speed primary there. I'm not too concerned about what secondary stat is showing. I'm more concerned about the speed, so I'll be looking to farm a 2-dot speed mod. Southeastern rune, which you can only have armor in the primary, but I have an armor with a crit chance one showing at almost 1%, so that's a pretty good place to start. Then in the southern rune, I have a crit chance rune with shield, armor, and potency. I'd like some damage there, but it has the primary of what I'm looking for. And then in the southwestern rune, I have a health primary. I would prefer a damage primary, but right now health is the next best thing besides speed, and we can't have a speed primary there, so health with some more crit chance. And then in the northwestern rune, right now I have a potency primary, and I would prefer a damage primary there, but I selected this mod because it is the 4th for the damage, and it has a speed bump. So for right now, that's where it's going to be. And again, I'd be looking for damage or even a health with some speed secondaries. So after I put the runes on, now keep in mind these runes are level 0 because I just blew all of my gold to level her up. It took her magic damage up to a 1252, so I gained 210. Her crit chance is up to a 30%, so I gained 17.01%. Her speed I gained 4, but I don't have it leveled up yet, so she's up to a 122 in speed. Those primaries are, except for that potency one, is really what I'm looking for when I go to rune her. Her role in this team is going to be, 1, she's the leader, then she is your primary damage dealer with her ability 1, and 2, doing a majority of her damage, and then with the ability 3, giving the damage increase to the team, can only help. Put that on top of Sharp's critical chance increase, she has the potential to pump out some massive damage. So not only does this character help me in this event, anything you put into this character you should not feel bad about, because teaming her up, especially if you have Soleus, teaming her up with Soleus, putting her on that human team is only going to improve multiple teams, and it's going to improve your overall count as a whole. So that's what we have to keep in mind. She's a fantastic character. I'm pretty stoked. I have to get 64 shards in 6 days, so I have to get 11 shards a day. And then they offered me her upgrade, which is 65 shards. I have 3 hours and 44 minutes to decide if I want to do this, but I'm not gonna. I'm super tempted. I really want to see if I can get this free to play. That is Nightiel. We got her unlocked. We need 64 shards to make it happen. So that completes the team in the synopsis. She is pretty much your leadership and your damage dealer. You want to get damage, crit chance on her, health, speed. You want her to go as fast as you possibly can to try to remove some of those buffs. So YouTube, that wraps up my Ember event. If you have not seen all of the characters broke down and how I am doing things, there will be a card up in the description to the playlist I've made for the Ember event, and you can check out everybody else. I will have an update the day before the event. We do have the Elven Council event coming up in 18 hours and 44 minutes. I will go hard in that event to save myself some of the farm. Even if I can come away with 10 shards, that brings down my farmable shards to about 8. So that's huge for me. We need Sharp and 3 Elves. We've been working on our Elves all along anyways, so going into this event, I feel pretty good about it. Probably going to put Soleus in to get that synergy with Nightiel, leave Singeal off. but I should have the scrolls. This legendary event's coming. I'm more excited than ever now that I got Nightiel unlocked. So let's just continue to grind. So that's what I got for everybody today out there in YouTube land. I hope everybody, if you celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope your Thanksgiving was wonderful and it was safe. Thank you to all the subscribers out there, almost to that goal of 150 subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Click that button down in the right-hand corner and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on stuff coming your way. By the time you see this, it'll be Friday. Everybody be safe out there, and I'm out.